organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, see why police evacuated an Iowa City high school this morning.
Plus, learn everything you need to know about Vice President hopeful Paul Ryan. All that is coming your way next. Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Students and staff were evacuated from Iowa City Regina High School following a bomb threat this morning. The students were moved to a nearby church after an unknown caller made the threat around 9 this morning. Iowa City Police, University Police, and the Johnson County Bomb Squad arrived on scene shortly after. Authorities swept the building using bomb-sniffing dogs, but no bombs were found in the school. Police are still investigating who the caller might be.
A third suspect involved in the Iowa City shooting last Thursday appeared in court today. 20-year-old Norman Dudley went before a judge at 8 this morning after turning himself into the Johnson County Jail last night. The shooting occurred in Breckenridge Trailer Court, leaving one man dead and another wounded. The shootout started during a drug deal. Two undercover cops who were involved in the shooting identified Dudley and his brother as two of the suspects. Dudley is being held on a $25,000 cash bond and is being charged with possession of a controlled substance.
It's been 2 weeks since presidential hopeful Mitt Romney announced Paul Ryan as his vice presidential pick. And now with students back on campus, Daily Iowan TV's Reed Chandler gives us an introduction to the Wisconsin representative.
Join me in welcoming the next president of the United States, Paul Ryan.
The winner of the Veep Stakes. After weeks of speculation over who Mitt Romney would have as his second-in-command if elected president in November, the House Republican Paul Ryan was warmly welcomed by the conservative base.
It is our duty to save the American dream for our children and theirs.
But voters may not know who Paul Ryan is. He's a 42-year-old House Republican from Wisconsin with degrees in economics and political science from Miami University in Ohio. He's a Roman Catholic, a staunch conservative, and has 3 children.
He's picked someone who is known for his policy positions.
Ryan is the current chairman of the House Budget Committee, and many say Romney picked him for his fiscal background and conservative base.
Ryan has that ability to really talk about a very complex set of issues in a fairly straightforward way.
But lately, Romney and Obama have been neck and neck in the polls, and while some believed his announcement of his VP pick would help him, if there's been a boost, the numbers aren't showing it. A recent Gallup poll showed before Romney made his VP announcement, he was at 46% with Obama at 45%. After Ryan was brought out, Romney is only at 47%. And Ryan has a past of controversy. He has proposed big changes to the Medicare system, which gives options of using private companies. The Ryan Plan, as it's called, infuriated Democrats in Congress. But Romney hasn't said if he backs the Ryan Plan or if he'd be willing to make changes to it.
Well, when he was governor of Massachusetts, 87% of the state legislature were Democrats, and yet he was able to get things done. So he's suggesting that he's willing to work with folks on this.
But with 78 days until the general election, whether or not Paul Ryan was a smart choice for Mitt Romney will soon be known. Reed Chandler, Daily Iowan TV.
Mitt Romney will be in Cedar Rapids for a rally this Wednesday. Be sure to tune in to Daily Iowan TV that evening for full coverage.
The Iowa City City Council will vote to abolish the Youth Advisory Committee. The committee's low attendance caused it to come under question. The 5-member committee is responsible with running the Global Village Arts Festival. They also fund youth projects for the city and award grants for youth leadership. City Council will vote on the life of the committee this Tuesday. Officials said other committees may come under scrutiny as well. And coming up, a survey reveals that the University of Iowa is climbing the list of top party schools. We'll tell you how Iowa's drinking habits compare to other schools in the nation.
And in weather, let's take a quick check-in with Nicole Megan. Nicole, what's the weather look like today?
Thanks, Adam. It was a beautiful day to walk around campus for the first day of classes. Tomorrow we will have similar conditions. We start the morning with 70 degrees, reaching 79 in the afternoon. Tomorrow will be a cool night as temperatures will drop to 66 degrees. Now we'll take a look at the rest of the week. For Wednesday and Thursday, we will have more sunny skies with temperatures reaching upper 80s and mid-60s during the evening. Unfortunately, the weekend will be when we're going to see some few clouds, and Friday and Saturday we will be partly cloudy. We will still get mid to high 80s. Sunday, you can expect a 40% chance of scattered thunderstorms with a high of 85 and a low of 66 degrees. That's all for weather. Back to you.
The University of Iowa came in at number 2 in the Princeton Review's rankings of top party schools. Princeton released the results for their best 377 colleges survey today.
However, it isn't the type of rankings administrators were hoping for. Schools and city officials have been working diligently to decrease that number on campus. The survey showed that Iowa is number 2 in the party school in the nation based on an 80-question survey given to approximately 122 students the last school year. Here are the top 5 schools on the list. Iowa is second only to West Virginia, and Illinois falls at number 4 to give the Big Ten schools 2 in the top 5. Iowa Department of Transportation officials are planning on stepping up drunk driving enforcement over Labor Day weekend. During their previous initiative to combat drunk driving between July 2nd and 8th, police pulled over more than 200 impaired drivers. Officials recorded 15,641 total traffic violations during that time. DOT officials said in a press release they want to emphasize the importance of having a designated driver even during the holidays. And now let's take a quick break and toss it over to Josh Bolander for sports.
Thanks guys, and welcome back to another installment of Daily Iowan TV Sports Fall Sports Preview. We begin today with an Iowa tennis team that since its inception as a varsity sport in 1939 has captured Big Ten glory just once, 54 years ago in 1958. But with a roster chock full of upperclassmen, this year's version of the Black and Gold will be looking to reestablish themselves as a contender the rest of the conference will have to respect. Daily Iowan TV's Nick Rector has more.
I'm out at the Hawkeye Tennis Complex, and although these players don't start practice for a couple of weeks still, they've been taking the initiative, showing up here for a couple hours a day, honing in on their skills for the next season. Just 32 more days until the Iowa tennis team's first invitational at Drake in Des Moines. And although practice doesn't officially start until September 11th, these boys are eager to get things going and redeem themselves after last year's poor season. Last year, the Hawkeyes only won a single match out of their 23 appearances, with their only win coming against George Washington. With a record like that, the team can only get better. The Hawkeyes return with 2 seniors, Garrett Dunn, who went 4-6 in singles play last year, and Connor Gilmore, who went 0-3 in singles play last year. However, the Hawkeyes have also added some new faces to the team this year. Juan Esternzaro, a junior transfer student from Wichita State, knows that in order for the Hawkeyes to have a better season, he will need to step up.
It's a big challenge for me. I'm playing a Big Ten school, which is a lot tougher school that I was playing before. But I think I can do it good, and I came here to help and just to try to get better with the team.
Juan is the brother of Andres Esternzaro, a sophomore on the Iowa tennis team. The two are practicing together, and by the looks of it, they work out together quite a bit.
Yeah, I have been working a lot this summer in my serve and volleys, but in my ground strokes I have been playing very well, so I didn't have to do many adjustments in those things.
And although Juan is new, he is confident in his teammates and feels optimistic about this upcoming season.
I think we are going to do much better. We have a better team this year, and we are working hard to have a great season.
But for now, there's only one thing on the minds of all the Iowa tennis players: improving from last year and winning. Nick Rector, Daily Iowan TV.
The Hawks are not just working hard on the court. It was recently announced that 3 members of the squad have been named as Big Ten Distinguished Scholars. Seniors Mitch Beckert, Garrett Dunn, and Allie Majerick all received honors. Meanwhile, the Hawkeye women's soccer team continues their trend of dismantling their opponents early in the season. running up their early season goal differential to +8 after shutting out North Dakota 3-0. The Black and Gold have opened their 2012 campaign with two consecutive shutouts and have outshot their opponents to the tune of an unbelievable 43-9 clip. The Hawks were led once again by sophomore phenom and last year's Daily Iowan TV Sports Freshman Athlete of the Year, Chloe Lacoste, whose goal in the 21st minute ran her tally in an Iowa shirt up to 15 goals. The Canada native has 3 goals and an assist to her name through only 2 games this season. Freshman Brooke Backus and junior Ashley Kettrell rounded out the scoring for the Soccer Hawks, who ran their non-conference winning streak up to 10. The Black and Gold are back at it again this Friday at 7 p.m. when they host Chicago University of Loyola to the Iowa Soccer Complex. In a follow-up to yesterday's report, freshman basketball player Kyle Meyer, who was arrested early Sunday morning for public intoxication, will be disciplined internally by the program. A release given by Iowa spokesman Matt Wetzel read, quote, "Kyle is subject to rules and regulations of the team's code of conduct. The matter will be handled internally," end quote. And before we leave you tonight, we would be remiss not to comment on a massive day for women's equality in the sports arena, with Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia announcing for the first time in its 80-year history it will allow female members. The legendary home of the Masters has seen increasing criticism recently for its all-male membership, but announced early this morning that it extended invites to former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and South Carolina businesswoman Darla Moore. Both women accepted the invitation. That's all for us here in sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
And now for a look beyond Iowa.
A poll of New York citizens says that the New York police strongly favors white citizens to black ones. 80% of African Americans say they are treated differently than whites, and 48% of white citizens agree. These concerns surrounding the new stop and frisk laws that allow police to question and search anyone they find suspicious. 85% of those who have been stopped were either black or Hispanic.
A car bomb that exploded near a police station in Turkey left 7 dead and dozens wounded. It is believed that Kurdish militants are responsible for the attack. Conflicts between Turkish forces and Kurdish rebels has intensified in recent days. Turkish media originally reported that 50 had been wounded, but the number has since dropped.
The wife of a Chinese politician received a suspended death sentence from a Chinese court today. Gu Kailal poisoned her British business associate Neil Haywood. Gu believed Haywood planned to harm her son, so she attempted to pour cyanide down his throat. Gu will have 2 years until her death sentence is dropped based on good behavior. After those 2 years, Gu could spend anywhere between 12 years to a life sentence for her crime.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for watching and have a great night.